Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry that I have a cold in the past 2 days and few days right for running nose, but today is much better, right? Today is much better. So, but you will still hear the sound is a little bit weird, right? So, like my nose is blocked, right? Actually, my nose is much better, right? Much better. I think it's a flu. I think it's a flu. No fever, right? No fever, and then no sore throat, but just running nose, right? Lucky, right? Today is much better. Then hope you bear with me, right? So one of my reader then sent me an email, then asked me, can I, what is my opinion of still buying Coca-Cola today, right? We know that this is a company with more than 100 years, and all of us then know what is Coke, right? And then we all drink it, right? So but in investment, it's different, and a lot of people think that Coca-Cola is now very old brand and like a utility stock, right? So it's still wise to hold this stock for a long time, like Warren Buffett. Then in the beginning, then I would like to say my answer is then the growth is very low, right? But stable income, right? So we always look at things at different angle, right? I have to admit that for Coca-Cola, right? The growth is very low, right? Then we just randomly pick up an AI or other technology stock. Then maybe 1 year is better than 3 years or 4 years of Coca-Cola, right? But she is very stable income, right? Even in the past few years with the war and then the COVID-19, then still her income is very stable. Then we have to admire that, right? So we will briefly analyze that, right? And our Falcon portfolio been 67 months already, right? Then we are not only stable, right? Seems no one noticed that, but we got a 121% return in past 67 months. I will show you the portfolio in a minute, then I will explain more, right? So for any of you that want me to analyze any stock, then you can leave your message under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by Usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. This is our covering. Then Coca-Cola, low growth, right? We have to admire that, right? But stable income, right? Yesterday Dow Jones, right? Still rise by 32 points, but for Nasdaq dropped it by 364 points. But we all know that Nasdaq been rising for too strong, right? In this year, rising for too strong, few thousand points already, right? So then maybe that is some adjustment, right? And our Falcon 350,000 portfolio been established on very early of 2019, before the COVID-19. Now today is 67 months, right? And if we count it, then this is resilience stock, resilience portfolio, right? Then I have calculated for every year, right? The yearly increment is more than 14.5%, right? You can see that for 2020 we increased it by 55, and 2021 we increased it by 22. But right when the tech stock tumbled on 2022, we dropped it by 30.5%, and 2023 we increased it by 44, and this year half year we increased by 15, right? So in the average for 1 year we increased by more than 15%, right? So it's quite good, right? It's quite good. Then I have to admire that, right? We go through some news first, right? And Biden again lost his mind, right? And he calls Harris is Vice President Trump, right? So then I think then Biden should retrieve now, right? No delay, right? He should retrieve now, right? Because we can see that he is losing his mind already, right? More serious is he even calls Zelensky as the President Putin, right? So, right, he is the U.S. president, right? And then his health is really a problem. Then we know that, right? Then he should be retrieved immediately, right? That's what I think. Right? China's import unexpectedly dropped in June, right? Calculated in US dollar, fell 4.9%, and the export rose by 1.5%, right? So I am not much convincing by China's figures, right? I'm not much convincing. Then how much there is water inside it, right? I don't know, right? But actually, I don't really convinced by China's data in any way, right? For this one, for the Apple Vision Pro, the selling price is shocked me, right? $3,499 US for this headset, right? Actually, this one is with an AI, right? We know that. Then you can connect to the AI, then ask anything about that. High-speed computing, anything, and now then it sells in available in US, then in China, then now in Australia, Canada, France, and Germany, and then the UK, right? In this Friday. But the thing is that the first thing is really expensive. And secondly, then from the comment of some users, that it is too heavy. When you put it on, then it will hurt your neck if you use it for a long time. And quite certainly, then you cannot wear it outside. Right? Otherwise, you can't see anything, right? And then when you wear it for a long time, then you will get faint, right? You'll get faint, then wow, spinning, something like that, and then it hurts your neck, right? Too heavy, right? So I don't think that the selling of this Vision Pro will be good, unless they totally change for the dimension, the weight, right? Like a Google, right? Like a pair of glasses, then it may have a good advance, right? But not for this one. Then we go for Coca-Cola. It's really clear that for the past 5 years, the stock price increment for Coke is only 21%, right? And with a good dividend of 3%, 3.07%, right? So we can easily calculate it, right? The annual return of Coke, included the dividend, is about 7 to 8% per year, right? And for the past year, the stock price only increased by 5.45%, right? It's just like some kind of utility stock, right? It's just like some kind of utility stock. That means then a lot of people then will drink the Coke. A lot of people, right? But only stay at the stage of drink the Coke, right? When you go to take a sandwich, you take a Coke. When you buy back to home, then you take a Coke, something like that, right? For the operating margin of Coke, right? It sounds okay. 2022 is 28.2%. 2023 is 29%, and first quarter of this year is 32.9%, right? The OM sounds good, right? So for the EBITDA margin, it sounds okay, right? From 31% to 31.5%, then to 35.2% the first quarter of this year. And for the dividend, it's not looking very good. Then if we take a look on 2019, is 1.6 US dollar, right? And for after 5 years, it's 1.84, right? The increment is very low, right? The increment is very low, right? And if we look at some figures, it sounds good, right? For the organic revenue growth, right? 2018 is 5% and 2023 is 12%. But the comparable operating margin, that means the same store, right? For 5 years, only increased it by 0.3%, right? So I put a question mark. And for the comparable earning per sales, that means for same store, maybe same situation, right? Increased it from 2.08 to 2.69. And the last 5 years average per year increased it only by 6%, right? Free cash flow is okay, right? Increased each year by average 12%. So you can see that for the earnings per share, the increment is very low. And for the OM operating margin, there is no increment, right, for past 5 years, right? Now, we know that Coca-Cola is to the whole world already, right? In Hong Kong, it's by Swire, right? We know that by Swire, and then other area, then you can, other region, other countries, then they may buy in China, right? In other countries, right? And that is all a franchise system. The franchise system will save Coca-Cola's spending, right? But it will limit the growth of that because a lot of money go to the franchise, right? Just a few of money flow back into the Coca-Cola, then we have to know that, right? But for other segments, like the coffee, right, the industry growth is 5 to 6%. For the emerging brands, the increment is 6 to 8% per year. And for energy drinks like the Monster Beverage, then increase by 8 to 9% per year, right? So now the Coca-Cola's increment is too slow. So we can see that for the comparable and the currency is neutral. Earning per shares per year's increment is 7 to 9%. So if we count the dividend plus the stock increment is 6 to 8% increment per year. This is fully matched, right, with the result. Let us take a quick look on the first quarter's performance, right? For the net operating revenue, 11.3 billion US dollar compared with 10.98 1 year before. That is nearly no growth, right? And we go to the diluted net income per share. It's 0.74 compared with 1 year before 0.72, nearly no increment, right? Just few percent. And for the current asset, 29.4 billion US dollar, right? Just break even to the current liability, 28.3, right? Then we consider is break even. And for the long-term debt, then the yearly pay for the debt and the capital is about 6 billion US dollar. And the net income per year is 12.7 billion US dollar. That means still okay. Remember I said that not over half of the net income per year is okay, right? So the balance sheet is okay. And the net cash provided by the operating activity is 520 million US dollar compared with 116 million US dollar 1 year before. That's okay. So you will ask if now Coca-Cola is too expensive or too cheap. I can easily tell you, right, by this red bar for the past 5 years of the Coca-Cola's PE ratio, then I can very easy to answer you that now is at a fair value. That means then there is no premium to Coke already. You can see that. That is the medium line for the past 5 years. And now the PE of Coca-Cola is just stay in that line. That means no premium. Why there is no premium? Because Coke is a very long time brand, more than 100 years, and then why should they pay a premium to Coke? There are too many emerging brands, right? they have more than 8% increment per year, 8.9, and you just 7, something like that, right? The forward PE of Coke is 22.27, right? I don't think that actually something happened like this, right? When your earnings per share increase by 6 to 7% per year, and your stock price, included the dividend, increased by the same percentage, that means no premium, right? Why there is premium? Premium on the stock price means that the people think you will earn more in the coming future. You have more business. You have more earnings per share, right? You expand into other country, right? But for Coca-Cola, seems all is dim, right? That means we know that you are worldwide, but that is the worldwide, right? You already go into the whole world, right? The people drink Coke, they drink Coke. The people not drink Coke, they not drink Coke, right? They drink the others, right? So no objection for you to hold Coca-Cola like Warren Buffett, right? But the point is that if you hold a lot of Coke, then you will hinder the growth of your portfolio. That means the portfolio may earn 7%, including the dividend per year. But if you change a little bit on your portfolio, you may still safely earn but a double. Like our Falcon portfolio, right? We've been 67 months already, quite stable, right? Not acting stock for a long time, right? Maybe just 1 year's one stock, and we got more than 15% per year increment. 50% increment compared with 6 or 7 per year. There's a big difference after 10 years, right? So your choice. Because Warren Buffett is different. His investment is very big, right? So he has to be, right? He has to be very careful. Because that is a lot of money. And he said more than 40 years before, he said that if the amount he's going to invest is much, much smaller, he may easily get 40 or 50% increment per year, right? But now, right, Berkshire is too big. He is very careful on buying a stock, right? If he need to invest more than 200 billion for stock, then he need to be very careful, right? So Coca-Cola, although he also know that the growth is very small, the growth is very slow, but safe, right? Then we have to bear this in mind, right? So your choice, right? Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and then thank you for bear with me with my voice, right? Because actually I still got a runny nose, so the voice is not very good, right? Thank you for tolerating me, right? So today we share up to here, and then like, comment, share is welcome, and then please subscribe the channel, right? So I hope everyone have a very peaceful weekend. I see you guys on next Friday. Have a peaceful weekend. Bye bye.